Good morning. If we could get everyone, could someone yell at everyone outside and have them come in, please? Everyone in? Right on. Thank you very much. Well, this is a union meeting, so why don't we get standing and say the Pledge of Allegiance, if you don't mind. Ready, begin. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Even Teamsters. Well, good morning again. My name is Chris Griswold. I'm president of Joint Council 42, International Vice President at Large. I have the pleasure of opening the meeting today. Appreciate everyone coming out. A little background on Costco. Here in Joint Council 42, my local 986 represents 6 stores, 2,100 members. In our Joint Council, we represent 31 stores, 12,000 members. And throughout the country, there are 13 locals that represent 18,000 members. I have a bit of history with this company. I was a business agent briefly in my early years for Costco. Originally, the Costcos, prior to their Costco name, were price clubs. Our first contract was in 1976 with Costco's, our price clubs. A gentleman by the name of Saul Price started these stores. Saul Price was someone that came to the Teamsters and offered us card check neutrality agreements for every store he opened up. He recognized that his most important capital were his employees. He paid them well. He treated them with respect. It was working out for everyone. Unfortunately, Saul died, but prior to that, let me step back for a second. Saul Price was so respected by the Teamsters, the airlines that I came out of, PSA, we negotiated 2 seats on the board of directors of that airlines. And we brought in Saul Price to sit on the board of directors representing Teamsters. He owned Costco, he was an employer, but we had so much respect and businessman that we brought him as board of directors. This guy would walk around the ramp. He would crawl into the pits of the jets and talk to the workers. He was a strange guy. But he was just a wonderful man. But he respected his employees. He treated his employees fair, and he would do almost anything for them. But unfortunately passed away. The family didn't want to do the business. They sold out to Costco's. Costco originally, initially, they were a fair employer. They weren't great. They weren't Saul Price, but they were okay. Time has changed. They're a bunch of assholes now. I'm talking to my business agent that represents them. He's basically chairing the negotiations for Costco right now. And he says Costco will hire 30 employees in 1 week at one store, and by the end of the week, 20 of them have quit already because they're not respected. The company doesn't respect their employees. They hire these people at part-time, but they force them to work full-time hours. But they treat them as part-time so they don't have to give them benefits. They're limiting the access to our business agents right now, to the facilities. The employees get no respect on the job. We're in a war. We're going to battle, but there's a lot of opportunities, organizing opportunities. So that's why we have to have all the locals come together. There's enough for everybody throughout this country. This could be one of the largest bargaining units in this country if we do it right. And we will, with the leadership of Sean O'Brien and Fred Zuckerman. So, we've got to stand together, we've got to fight, we've got to support these people. If we end up in a strike, we're going to be asking every local to adopt a store, to man and help man the picket lines. We've got to get ready. That's what this is all about, bringing us all together and get ready for this battle. And one of our generals in this fight, I'll introduce now. We're fortunate to have him out here this week, Fred Zuckerman. Thank you, Chris.
Good morning, Teamsters.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Let's get a little excitement here. Good morning, Teamsters.
Good morning.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Every time I come up, they give me a prepared speech, and I hate doing prepared speeches. But look, we all know where we're at, right? Costco, and we are going to negotiate this national contract, and Costco's got their hands full. With the determination of a general president that doesn't take shit from anybody, we're going to make sure that we get this job done. You know, Costco has been doing all the wrong things, like Chris said. You know, they've turned into a bad employer. They're not a worker-friendly employer like they tell people they are. They're a bad employer, and they've been proving it every day. They've been intimidating our workers. We don't believe that they're going to negotiate in good faith. And the biggest thing that we want is for our members to be respected and our members to be paid well for the work that they make this company, not to line the pockets of a lot of big executives and stuff like that. Right? We all on board with that? Yeah. We all agree with that? Yeah. And that's what we're going to do. So with that, I'm going to introduce the general. He is the general because he's our leader and the best general president that we've had in my lifetime, General President Sean O'Brien.
Thank you very much. It's an honor and a privilege to be here today. I want to thank the host Local 848, Eric Tate in the back, thank you very much. I want to thank the great staff at 848 and the IBT for setting this rally up. This rally is necessary. And I want to thank Joint Council 42. I'll say one thing. California has helped put the Teamsters back on the map as a force to be reckoned with in this country. What the rank and file members stand for in Joint Council 42 and what the leadership has embraced as far as making certain that they are working hard on behalf of the people that give all of us the privilege to lead you is inspiring. It's inspiring because everything that's going on in California right now, the entire country is watching. And it's not just Costco. It's Amazon. It's other big corporations. It's what you're doing legislatively to ensure that Teamsters and American workers are protected. I am so proud to be in California today. And I'm proud of the fight we have going with Costco. Now, Chris outlined Costco very eloquently, and he was a little nice about it. I'm not going to be nice about it. Because Costco has picked a fight with the wrong union. They picked a fight because they were so used to getting their way for the last 20 years with some bullshit neutrality agreement that's not even real. And unfortunately, that was negotiated by a high-ranking disgraced official that fancied themselves as a pro-labor, pro-working person. Now, the one good thing about when facts are put out there, we know what the fact of the matter is. Costco used to be a friendly company. It used to embrace their workers. It used to pay tribute to the people that made them a success. And that's the rank and file members, 18,000 of you right now, that go to work every single day and give blood, sweat, and tears to a white-collar crime syndicate known as Costco. And now it's time, because they want this fight. They showed up day one of negotiations, and I was at the table. They showed up an hour and a half late. And when I asked them across the table, do you think that's respectful, showing up late for work? What would you do to one of our members if they showed up late for work? And these arrogant, pompous pricks answered, would write them up. So I decided to write them up that day. I told them that they are not getting a contract. We are not meeting until one thing happens. And you can actually make certain that happens today. That we get card check recognition, or else you will be putting yourself on strike January 31st. And we proceeded. we proceeded to walk out of negotiations in Maryland, where they flew all day to get there, but they chose to show up 45 minutes late for a meeting. So we had to set the tone early, and we're setting the tone. We're going to make certain that we do not negotiate beyond the deadline of January 31st. And they know what our issues are. They know what your issues are. And they know that we are strong, that the group is united. And we may not have the deep pockets that they have, although the greatest General Secretary-Treasurer that we've ever seen in this organization has positioned the International Union into a powerhouse financially. This morning, we were reviewing our financials because we do it on a monthly basis, and I'm proud to announce that today we triggered $1 billion with a B in assets in this international union. And that $1 billion in assets is inclusive of a lot of financial things we have going on. But the most important part of that financial report is a $348 million strike and defense fund that keeps growing to the tune of $3 and $4 million per month, even though we have many companies out on strike right now where we have enhanced the benefit to our striking members at $1,000 per member per week from day one when you go on strike. Now, previously, employers, and I'll tell you, in 994 days since we took office, we have had over 200 strikes throughout this country. And we've had 200 strikes because of the 1.3 million members having the courage and conviction to stand up against corporate greed, against corporate elitists and corporate bullies. But they've also been able to stand up because, growing up in a neighborhood in Boston where I grew up, the one thing that there was a lot of conflict on neighborhood corners. And when you were going to get in a fight with someone, you always looked to see where your opponent was most vulnerable. And previous to us taking over 994 days ago, we used to have to wait 8 days to get a $215 strike benefit. And the employers knew our members couldn't afford that. The employers knew that our members live week to week. The employers know that our members have mortgages, they've got tuitions, they've got other bills where they can't afford to take on the fight. Well, that ended 994 days ago when we decided, because of the support and power that you give us, that we are not vulnerable anymore financially. We are not vulnerable to corporate America's assault. Matter of fact, we have gone on offense and we're no longer playing defense. And this company, this greedy CEO who suffers from diabetes because he's out there telling everybody, we want a contract with the Teamsters. We want to do the right thing with our employers. Well, when you are continuously union busting in the non-union facilities, and you're being a little tattletale and a snitch, calling the cops on our protected right to represent our members, that does not signal an appetite to get a contract done. That signals that they're scared and they're vulnerable and they don't want to lose control. Our goal through these negotiations is to get you the best contract that you've ever had in this industry. Our goal is to make certain that they recognize the people who want to join the union and embrace neutrality and card check. And our goal is to organize Costco wall to wall. But more importantly, we're going to make certain that we put this corporate giant, the CEO, and all their stock and all their high-paid assassins on their knees and make certain they have to understand that Wall Street did not make them the success that they are. Main Street, the rank-and-file members that go to work every single day, that went to work during the pandemic with total disregard for the safety of yourselves and the family. We had members that lost their lives. We had members that still have debilitating effects from COVID, yet they went to work every single day, providing goods and services so these rich, white-collar crime syndicates like Costco and their CEO, Vulnerable Vacquez, or whatever his name is, because he is very vulnerable, and he is going to be vulnerable, and he is going to be held accountable. But our members went to work every single day. This company made record profits. They gave out record bonuses. They rewarded shareholders who never stepped foot in one of those Costco stores, who never provided goods and services, yet they get rewarded. Now it's our time. It's our time. And I know when we go into any critical situation, it's always difficult. The uncertainty of knowing what's going to happen when Costco decides to strike themselves on January 31st. I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're going to shut Costco down. We're going to extend picket lines. And we're going to put Costco on the map. And we're going to highlight what happens to bad behavior when corporate America fucks with the greatest union in the country, and that's the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. We have a great opportunity here. Now, we have a great opportunity here. And if this is just not the members at Costco's fight, it's the members at UPS, it's the members all throughout this country, it's the members at Amazon, it's the members at Cisco, it's the members at US Foods. Because if we come out of the gate real fucking strong, and we send a strong message, that is going to be a deterrent for bad behavior for any and all corporations throughout this country. And I'll tell you this, we've got 1.3 million members, and we've got the strongest rank and file membership this country has ever seen. And I will go to battle with any and all Teamster members because I know that you have the courage, the conviction to take on the fight and win this fight. And I got a message for Costco, that CEO, Vulnerable Rich, whatever his name is, Vacquez, or whatever his name is, that your time has come. Your time has come. Your assault on our members at Costco is over. Your greediness is over. We are going to make such an example out of you that when we're done with you, you're not even going to be able to manage a newspaper stand. And they have to understand that this isn't just about Costco. This is about every greedy employer. This is going to be our biggest fight in 2025. And what a way to kick off the new year. Making certain that we take 18,000 people, we put them on the street, and we don't go back until you get what you demand and deserve. And that is the best contract with the best wage increases, with the ability to organize. Now, I got a message for the CEO and all his little minions, that when you take on the 18,000 Teamsters at Costco, you take on 1.3 million Teamsters nationwide. And if you want to fight, and we're good at fighting, you better understand one thing. Put your helmets on and buckle your chin straps. It's a full contact sport. Thank you. Now, the most important people in this fight are the rank and file members that go to work every single day. Where are the rank and file members at Costco? Stand up. Now, I want to pledge, I want to make certain you understand that you're not in this fight alone. That we're going to provide financial resources to any and all members and their families to make certain that we can sustain the fight. We're going to take this fight public. We're going to be in every single national media audience that we can get our hands on. And people love the Teamsters. People love the Teamsters throughout the United States. We have been positioned as very influential in this country. And I want to make certain that we utilize our influence, our media presence, but also every single resource that we have. We are going to make certain that you come out with the best contract. We're going to make certain that you come out unscathed. But more importantly, we're going to make sure that you come out on top. And we are going to turn around, use your contract to organize each and every member at Costco. So now it's time to hear from the most important people, the rank and file members at Costco.
Morning, everyone. I was there that first day when Costco walked in for our first day of negotiations. Let me just tell you this. When they walked in late, we all kind of wondered, like, as an employee, like he said, if I walk in late, I'll get written up. But yet they feel the need that they can just walk in whenever they want, lollygag. It's a joke to them. It's no longer a joke. We take this serious. My name's John Robledo. I'm a 37-year Costco employee. I'm not just a Costco employee, I'm a Costco Teamster. I've been a shop steward for roughly 25 years, and I have the privilege to be able to sit on these negotiations that we're going through right now. I'm proud to be a Teamster. I have never been more proud to have the backing of Sean that we have right now. He has us fired up. We deserve a lot better than what we get. I have a script, but he pretty much said everything, so time to speak from the heart. I've been with this company a long time. I started when it was Price Club. When it was Price Club, the CEOs made sure the employees were taken care of. There were no issues. With the change in CEOs now, it seems like they're more worried about their shareholders, about giving bonuses to other high-ranking, staff. I'm a 37-year employee. I helped make this company what it is, along with my other, fellow employees that have been up there a long time. They expect us to teach these new people the ways of Costco. Our Costco culture as a Teamster is different than Costco's culture. We're there to make this business great and be what it is. They're there because they just want the money, and we're tired of it. We work day in and day out, and as you said, through COVID, I saw coworkers drop. I lost a friend to COVID, okay? We were there in buildings where the doors had to be rolled down because they were at capacity. Costco was letting as many people in as they could because they saw those profits going up. That wasn't fair to us. We didn't see any of that, but we still showed up every day to make those stores ready for all those people to come in. Like I said, many of us have spent decades in these stores to make them what they are. But it's time now that these stores start showing us some respect that we deserve and sharing those profits with us. I think Costco has forgot who has made it what it is. They're sitting in their offices, they come up with new ideas, but they're not out there on the sales floor like we are day in and day out making those things happen. Costco used to be worker friendly. We don't feel like that anymore at all. There's rules that are set up that we need to follow, and if we don't follow them, there's repercussions. But yet, management will pull an unruly customer aside, apologize on our behalf, and give something to that member that we've been trained not to do. I'll give you an easy example. We're supposed to give out one receipt per member, and the member is supposed to be one paying for their merchandise. When we try and explain that to the member, they'll get upset, they'll throw a fit, they'll ask for a manager. Manager comes over, apologizes to the member on our behalf, and pulls them aside, and we'll give them as many receipts as they want, and tell them, we're sorry for your inconvenience, please come back again. But yet, I can't do that on my own. I can't just say, hey, you know what, that's fine, I'll give you 3 receipts. Because it's going to come back to me, I'll be consulted, and what puts them above us? They set the rules, why don't they follow the rules that they're setting? They're not for us anymore. They don't respect us. It's like they're against us now. Honestly, we're all tired of it. I hear it day in and day out as a shop steward, issues that happen. I hear issues from other warehouses. I'm very vocal on social media. I've been contacted with people from non-union as well as other union buildings, and they're tired of it too. Card check neutrality. If they're pro-worker, what's their issue if a building that has 300 employees, 280 of them want to go union? There should be no issue. They should be allowed to do it as they please. When it comes to our collective bargaining agreement, we now have a national collective bargaining agreement, which mended the East Coast with the West Coast. It's my understanding there's issues now with these Costco's that are now going union. Costco has an issue with them wanting to jump into our collective bargaining unit. Well, shouldn't that make things easier if we're all under one? What do they want separate ones for? Those unions fought to get what they wanted. Those stores fought to get what they wanted, and they shouldn't have had to, because overwhelmingly, they wanted to become Teamsters like we are. We're determined to win our contract. My Teamster brothers and sisters at Costco are willing to fight for what we deserve now. Throughout Costco warehouses that are Teamsters, you can walk into one, you could talk to the members there, and they will tell you they're ready to stand up for what they deserve. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to Sean. Thank you to all of you for being here. We need your support. It's time that Costco gives back to the 18,000 Costco Teamsters. Again, I will say, I'm a Costco employee. More importantly, though, I'm a Costco Teamster. Thank you.
It's nice to see Costco's consistent. They were late to our negotiations too. And there's no excuse because we live in the same city. We're in their backyard. Good morning, brothers and sisters. My name is Paul Lowry. I'm a Costco fleet driver, the original fleet out of Sumner, Washington. Last year, my coworkers and I made history by voting to join the Teamsters Local 174 to become the first group of Costco distribution workers to organize in the company. We organize because we deserve dignity, respect, and job security, things that can only be achieved with a strong Teamster contract. But let me tell you, the journey to become a Teamster wasn't easy. From the start, our management have been fighting us and have not stayed neutral. I don't think they were aware of the laws and the abilities that we had. They've been telling us not to wear the shirts, the pins, and we've been wearing them for 6 to 8 months already, and now suddenly they don't want to do it. When we started our drive, the pushback was really hard. They targeted and retaliated against the organizing committee and some of the guys on the negotiating team themselves. We refused to back down. We didn't let Costco intimidate us by forming this union. Costco likes to promote itself as a pro-worker company, but let me ask you this. If you're pro-worker, why would you stop anyone from forming a union? The truth is, Costco isn't the same company it was when many of us started. Since the pandemic, we've been asked to do more work for less money, and our wages haven't kept up with other CDL drivers in our area. The union gives us a voice, and we're able to use that voice to demand a contract we deserve. Here's what we're fighting for: card check neutrality, fair wages, and a real commitment to workers. A contract that stops Costco corporate backslide and restores the values that once made it a great place to work. Costco may think they can silence us, but no amount of anti-union activity is going to succeed. My coworkers and I, Costco Teamsters across this country, are united and ready to fight. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tim Battaglia. I'm an employee at a Costco warehouse in Rochester, New York. And for the past year or so, I've been involved in an organizing drive at my warehouse. And I'm here to tell you guys about the anti-union behavior that's been taking place in my warehouse. From the start, we've had opposition day one. There's been misinformation being peddled around our warehouse. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm losing where I was. There's been misinformation spread around our warehouse. They've interrogated people who are involved with the organizing committee and people who aren't, who they just suspect of being involved. They've surveilled employees on the job, off the clock when they're shopping. They've surveilled our break room. They've taken down union materials as soon as we put them up. I put up a letter in our break room, and I counted 6 minutes before my general manager came in and walked out with it. I started fighting to organize because I want the security that's offered by a job or by a union contract. Costco loves to tell us about how much their employee handbook protects us, but it doesn't protect anything. As soon as they want to go against it, they will. I've seen it myself. I want the financial security and retirement offered by a pension in addition to the 401k that we already have. And they've been telling people that the union will take their 401k away. It's ridiculous. And most of all, I want to fight for safe and livable working conditions. Our warehouse has an extremely high injury rate. They put up a clock in our break room. They said, if we can go 30 days without an injury, we'll get ice cream. It took over a year for that to happen. There were a couple times when it went over because the managers didn't reset it, but people were still getting hurt. I see these high rates of injury. I see discrimination and favoritism in my workplace. And I see massive understaffing issues. Even though we're one of the most quickly growing warehouses in the Northeast, we have 93,000 Costco members at our warehouse. The population of metropolitan Rochester is like 200,000 people. I've seen this decaying company culture, the corporate backsliding. I've talked to many of my coworkers. I've learned about all kinds of issues that I never heard about before on my own. And I'm more convinced than ever as time goes on that this is what we need. And we've been retaliated against for our organizing efforts. We've been threatened. We've had disciplinary action taken against us. And there's even been firing. That handbook is not going to protect us. Only a contract will. And that's why we need card check neutrality. We need Costco to keep their nose out of employees' business. We need the decision to unionize to be in the hands of the employees where it belongs. It's a question that has already been asked, but do these seem like the actions of a company that is pro-worker and union neutral? No. Hell no. And that's why we need card check neutrality now. And to my coworkers at my warehouse and every other store around the country, I want to say this to you. We're stronger when we stand together. They wouldn't do any of this if they weren't afraid of us. It's when we work together. It's when we use that collective strength that they are scared, and it's obvious based on how they're acting. We're stronger together.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Greg Yanez. I've been a Costco employee for 33 years. I'll tell you, one of my brothers said about the pandemic, I'll take you back to a time for me. Every morning during the pandemic, I got up, I went to work. I was there suffering like everybody else. And I thought to myself, I'm grateful to have a job. People, they're all over the news where I don't have a job, I'm not getting paid, how am I getting money? I went to work every day. I saw my brothers and sisters go every day. It was rough, but we made it through, and believe me, I am happy, and I have a lot of passion for my store and for being a Costco and being believe me, a Teamster. When I hear negative things about it, I always think to myself, it doesn't matter. I believe what I believe, and no one else. Who else is going to put money on in my bank account? Who else is going to do it? No, it's what I believe and what I have a passion for. You know, being a Teamster has helped my family with stability, health care, and a secure pension. Let's be clear about this. Costco didn't give me all that through their generosity. This was taken from our collective bargaining and our unit. And believe me, I'm with these guys in Palm Springs today, and I'm seeing what we're going through. It's rough, but there is a fight, and we're going to win, guys. I'll tell you that much. You know, for decades, wages and benefits have been negotiated, and it's been a gold standard for Costco and the Teamsters to come together. Believe me, I am so happy about that. You know, this company felt sometimes they don't appreciate us. And you're right. I've heard of these big wigs, they sit in their office. Do they really know what it's like to be us? Do they really know what it's like to go in and out every day, drive a truck, forklift, on that register? We all go through it. Cart pushers, the people that do the hot dogs, we all go through it. You know, you're right. Costco loves to call themselves a friendly company. Well, by their actions recently, it hasn't been good. The tactics and what they're going through by telling us not to wear a shirt, not to wear a pin. Come on, guys. That's not right for them. You know, if Costco truly values its workers, it's time that they prove it. Costco needs to understand one thing. We, the Teamsters, are serious. We're going to fight. And you know what? We won't settle for less. I'm going to give you guys a quick story. I work for Costco, and whenever I go anywhere, they always tell me, "Oh man, Costco, I love it. I love this. I love Costco." I've never heard anybody say I hate Costco. But recently they changed their chicken, their rotisserie chicken, their number one item, from a dome, a plastic dome, to now a plastic bag. They can change. Now we can change their minds in the bargaining unit. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to fight.
Good morning, my fellow Teamsters. My name is Linda Linville. I've worked at Costco for over 46 years. And I'm a proud member of the Teamsters Local 542. When I first started with this company, it was before Costco came into the picture, they were still Price Club. I watched this company grow and transform into the warehouse giant that it is today. But Costco's incredible success didn't happen by magic. It was built by workers like us, workers who show up every day, put in the hard work, and make the company what it is. Back then, pro worker wasn't just a slogan. It was the way the company operated and was a major reason for its success. But over the past few years, something has changed. we've seen a fundamental shift at the highest levels of this company. Respect, fairness, and openness have faded, and nothing made it clearer than the pandemic. During the pandemic, we risked our lives, we risked our health and the health of our families to keep Costco running. And while we were on the front lines, Costco's profits soared past $4 billion for a year for the first time. Stocks shot up, executives cashed in with hefty bonuses. But it wasn't upper management that risked their lives. We did. It was Costco Teamsters who kept the company going. And that success hasn't stopped. Last year, Costco made over $6 billion in profits and became the third largest retailer on the planet. That's thanks to us. And now, our next contract needs to reflect that reality. We're not asking for anything unreasonable. We're asking for what we've earned. But instead of committing to bargain in good faith, Costco has shown intent to disrupt this process, violate our rights, and silence our voices. They want to call themselves pro-worker while trying to bust our union. Well, let me tell you this loud and clear. You cannot be pro-worker and anti-union. You can't claim to respect workers while putting Wall Street and executive bonuses ahead of people who built your success. This isn't the Costco I started with over 4 decades ago. And we will not let it become just another greedy corporation like Amazon and Walmart. We are here today to say that we will hold Costco accountable for its pro-worker image. So what are we fighting for? We're fighting for wages that reflect Costco's record-breaking profits. We're fighting to end this company's betrayal of its workers. And we're fighting for card check so that our non-union brothers and sisters can join our fight without fear. For 46 years, being a Teamster has allowed me to build a career at this company. Without the union, we would have no voice. We'd be forced to accept whatever Costco decides to give us. But we've set the standard before, and we will set it again. We are strong, we are organized, and we are ready to fight if necessary. I'm proud of the work I've done, and I'm proud to have been part of Costco's success story. But what I'm not prepared to do is more for less. I'm not prepared to sit by while Costco undermines my union brothers and sisters. And I am not prepared to accept anything less than a record-breaking, industry-leading contract. Thank you.
Great job. Are we ready for this fight? Yeah! Hell yeah! Listen, I want to thank again Eric Tate, 848 staff for giving us their home today. Beautiful hall that they have. I want to thank General President Sean O'Brien and Fred Zuckerman for coming out. You guys, I've been a Teamster I became a Teamster 50 years ago. And in those 50 years, the last 2.5 years, these two men have been out to California more than all the general presidents previously. So thank you. Put together. They support us every step of the way, every fight. Thank you. Now, this is going to conclude the program, but what I'd like everyone to do, if you would come up front here, we're going to take a big group picture with the General President and General Secretary-Treasurer. Please. I don't know. Fred, how do you want it? Facing?
Yeah, facing right up here, but if you guys could step away from the thing here, so if you guys just push back so I can see you.
Tell them what you want.
Yeah, and if you can fill into the where the chairs are and everything.
Come in the aisles of the chairs. Let's come together.